Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have a special guest, Dr. Ali Amiri, which I'm honored. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation for being in this interview today. Hello.
Hello, thank you, Gulsa, for having me. I'm really glad to be here and discuss about all the stuff that's going on in the health and wellness space.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Actually, me and Ali, we both attend to the same medical school, but never met
Yeah.
in the real life. We had each other like at our in our social media for years, I
Oh,
think.
yeah, for years. Yeah.
Yeah, but we both reconnected again on LinkedIn, and I found his content and the way that he's approaching the patient so helpful. So that is the reason that I wanted. Actually, I reached to him and I asked him to be in this interview and talk more about like his way of working. He is medical doctor. He is a lifestyle medicine coach, and I want him to discuss more about like what is exactly lifestyle medicine coach and what he's doing now. He's now currently living in Canada.
Mhm.
So welcome Ali to this interview today, and let's start. You can start with the introducing part.
Yeah. Thank you again for having me here. Yeah, as you mentioned, we've attended the same school, medical school, but we've never met. But it's really good to reconnect here in this new
Thank you.
setting.
Same likewise.
Yeah, who would have thought, right? Yeah. Okay, so to tell you a little bit more about myself, just like you said, yeah, I'm a doctor. My back right now, I'm a lifestyle medicine doctor and certified health and wellness coach. And to give you a little more context, throughout our my medical educations as an intern, or after that as a primary care physician, and even as a clinical researcher, I mean, I've been always bothered with the kind of state of our health, overall health in the community, in the society, especially when it comes to chronic diseases, metabolic diseases, and the diseases that I call the diseases of age of abundance.
Yeah,
Because, back then,
the problem of modern life.
back then we it was the age of scarcity, and we didn't have access to healthcare, and most diseases that we were struggling with were the you know viral, bacterial epidemics, stuff like that. But right now, these are all something that comes from our own lifestyle choices, and it was really bothersome. And you probably experienced that yourself as well, because as doctors in a clinical setting, we've seen patients coming to us and they were kind of dissatisfied with the level of care and the level of state of their health, and they kind of saw us as responsible for that. And on the other side of it, as physicians, and when we talk to colleagues, we saw that doctors or healthcare professionals in general wasn't satisfied with the level of health. And they were like, why don't the patients take care of themselves? They don't follow the adhere to the medications or follow the lifestyle modifications tips that it gave them. So I thought maybe there is a gap here, and it was something that was bothering me for a long time. So after some changes in my life circumstances, I decided to pursue that a little bit further. That's why I came across the lifestyle medicine, which I found is a promising, powerful approach in modern medicine, kind of
Perfect.
reconnecting us with the roots of how it should be and how we should take care of ourselves. And yeah, this
Okay,
has
so
been my journey so
basically,
far.
what is it included? Like, is it what lifestyle means? It's like our diet, like habits.
Hmm.
What is included? Like, for example, if I'm a patient coming to you, what would you do? We can
Yeah.
do that like online too. You
Yeah.
could consider me as a patient to see
Yeah.
like how it works and like to be familiar with the whole concept.
Hmm.
So people have the idea how it works and how it will help them in their daily life, how it will help them in the health and in the future, of course,
Hmm.
and in their productivity in their life.
Hmm.
So we can do the play role, or first you can like explain it a little bit more about like what categories like it's included.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually a great question. I mean, it's I've been asked about this a lot. I mean, people, especially those are in, I mean, those who are a little more health conscious, especially after COVID, they have some sort of idea, rough idea about what lifestyle medicine might be. But I mean, it's always good to really reconnect with the definitions or the actual meaning behind these fields and the purpose of it. So I'll give you a little bit more detail on that. Like lifestyle medicine is an evidence-based approach that addresses the root causes of these lifestyle derived chronic diseases such as metabolic diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, stuff like that. And the purpose of it is not just prevention or managing. We have this term in lifestyle medicine. It might be a little bit, might sound like a little bit of a reach, but for a lot of diseases, we also can, with the right intensity of intervention, we can also reverse these diseases. So, and the approach targets the root causes of diseases by the things that we already do throughout our day. But there are six major pillars to this approach that we address for each patient in lifestyle medicine. The first one, just like you said, it's about nutrition and eating habits. Yeah. And the second one is the movement or physical activity level. And the third one is managing stress, appropriate approach to manage your stress throughout the day. Then it's about avoiding risky substances and alcohol. And then after that, we have a restorative sleep, and then a nourishing social connectedness. Did I get all six of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And the fun part, I mean, the interesting part, at least for me, was that we all think of lifestyle modification as going to the gym, working out, and eating healthy. Nobody thinks about this social
Social
connectedness.
connection, and
Yeah.
yeah, like actually recent researches all shows that loneliness is
Mhm.
like the
Yeah.
root cause of all like a huge problem in this society now.
Hmm.
The stress and the loneliness,
Hmm.
like I think they are even can be somehow more important to
Hmm.
be considered now than only diet or exercises. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, depends on many diseases, but um, it's still nutrition and eating habits play a big part in these diseases. But you cannot ignore or neglect the other aspects of it: sleep, the stress, and the social connectedness. Even social connectedness, people always talk about what happens, why people, old people in villages in Europe live long and don't struggle with these kind of diseases. They all think it's about the flour, it's about the food they eat, but there are other aspects in play as well. There are other pieces that are moving here as well. The level of connection that they have, the level of stress management they incorporate in their lives, and that's what I mean, if you think about it, that's why we call it a lifestyle and lifestyle medicine, because it's just not some selective isolated aspects that we want to be more focused on. It's the whole lifestyle that matters.
Exactly. Thank you so much. So do you want to go like dive into more details about each of the six pillars, like
Yeah.
how it should be? Like if you want to say, like we don't want to be perfectionist, but like some points that if they want to make it practical in their daily life, people
Hmm.
that are watching that, like putting time for that,
Hmm.
changing anything in their daily life, we can mention 2 3 practical tips in
Hmm.
each of the 6 pillars.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
agree?
yeah, sure. I mean, I'd be glad to help you, but first of all, remember, I want to point out that there is no. I mean, that's my approach. That there is no one size fits all, right?
Exactly,
And
yeah.
everyone, and the thing is, and one of those gaps that I talked about in conventional or allopathic medicine that we both practice was this piece, because it's the healthcare system with allopathic medicine. It's not honestly designed for that, and it's not a critic that I'm pointing out. It's just an
Mhm.
observation. I'm not like, oh no, the allopathic medicine doesn't work, stuff like that. No, no, they do work, and they have their own application as well. But for this particular thing, especially these kind of lifestyle related diseases, they're not designed for that. And uh, because there are recommendations, as we spoke earlier today, there are countless information out there right now. With the age of AI, you can access almost everything, anything.
How
But
can I have a good lifestyle?
yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah, they can list top 10 things
Yeah.
that I can implement, and then
Give me a good
make
lifestyle for life.
make it simpler, make it simpler. Right? But the thing is, it's not just
It needs
about
to be
the,
personalized, yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's,
according
and
to
it's
every
not about,
individual. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, I agree. And it's not just about the what to do. It's about how to implement it. It's about how to turn information to implementation. And that's the power of, health and wellness coaching. That it was something that I was so impressed by that I pursued it even further and become certified in it. And this is how we help each individual to, you know uh, meet these recommendations in a way that fits their own life, not just something that as an external force to their life. Because I always want to remember that it's a lifestyle. We want to have a healthy lifestyle. We don't want to have a healthy project for 2 months or 2 weeks and then leave it be. We want to make it a lifestyle for us. So it needs to be rooted in our own desires and values, and can so that we can fit it
Okay.
into our life.
So one question came to my mind. So basically, it's like the name is lifestyle medicine. So if should I have a problem to come to you, or anyone can come to you? Like,
Yeah.
for example, for setting a better or pursuing a better lifestyle, or should I have a problem to come to you? It came to my mind now.
Yeah, that's actually a great question. I mean, first of all, it's yeah, because um, it first it first of all depends on the provider how they want it to. There are different types of models of how lifestyle medicine practitioner incorporate this approach to their practice, right? But to give you a generalized answer, no, you don't have to be uh, suffering from any sort of condition to apply these into your life. Because I want to point out that there's this concept that illness wellness continuum by John Travis. If you look it up, it's actually very interesting because uh, with the disease paradigm, you think of yourself as someone with a lot of symptoms, with a lot of conditions, and then there is this state of neutral, symptom-free state. That this is
Mhm.
where most of the conventional medicine or allopathic medicines focuses on, and they're doing a great job with medications or any even surgeries and stuff like that, right? They bring you from disease to a neutral state. But uh, the wellness continuum or the wellness paradigm is something that goes beyond that. It's it's not a destination, it's an ongoing process and progress, and you can always become, with every choice that you make for your life, so you can always get closer to that state of wellness and a state of alignment, and you can always get better, and it's up to you whether you want to improve it, or what goal you set for yourself. Is it just you want to be symptom free, or you just want to keep improving your lifestyle, you keep improving your habits? So
Okay.
to give you the answer, yeah, you don't have to be.
Okay, so do you want to do like this play rule if I'm a client or patient coming to you and
uh
you
yeah,
know
no, I mean, it's no, I'm open to give you, I
you
mean,
know why? Because even me, like I work with patients and
mm-hmm,
I'm working with clients as well, but
mm-hmm,
mostly in the um mind part, like
mm-hmm,
pursuing a healthy lifestyle. But I'm thinking like these six pillars
mm-hmm,
and like a lifestyle medicine, like still for me, I need like some
mm-hmm,
tangible experience of that. That's why I'm sure that like most of the people that are watching, they're still like I don't want to
mm-hmm,
I don't want the video be like so practical talking about like some
mm-hmm.
uh s- da, 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 da. So
Yeah.
if you agree we can do that, like we name six pillars:
Mm-hmm.
nutrition, movement, managing stress, avoiding substances, alcohol, um what was the fire, restorative,
Restorative sleep.
restrict
Yeah.
yeah, restorative sleep, and no nourishing social connection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, do you
I
want
mean,
do you
yeah.
want to see?
But first of all, I want to understand what we want to hear completely, because if you want to go to a full, session of health and wellness coaching, because this is what I'm kind of combining here, these two aspects: health and wellness coaching and lifestyle medicine. I know a lot of practitioners in the health in the space of lifestyle medicine. They have this big setup of maybe group of people coming in and a big team, that each of the team members, for example, they have registered dietitians in their team, they have fitness coaches in their team, they have even chefs in their team as part of their team to help people and help patients with coming up, not just coming up with ideas but how to implement these recommendations into their lives. But what I do as a health and wellness coach is, which is my at the moment at least, my practice is mostly one-on-one sessions. So yeah, to give you a rough idea, the clients that come to me, we first of all, it's interesting, we work on this mindset and mind stuff that you mentioned you're doing as well. And we talk about, because in order uh, to make a change, and then make
Yeah,
this change a habit, and then turn this habit into a lifestyle, we need more than information. We need some, intrinsic motivations. We need values. We need the strengths.
contemplation,
Yeah,
preparation, action, maintenance, like
yeah,
for mind, body, behavior change, like in anything, not just like lifestyle,
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Like it's an identity work, and I think even in the lifestyle, even in habits, like even quitting some substances like alcohol or smoking, or people that have like eating disorders and everything, they need to work on the identity, I guess. Like this is the more than a lifestyle. Yes, like they need to start small and build consistency, but
Hmm.
it is like it can be a start, but they need to go deeper and to pursue the root causes, because it's not like tell that person, okay, this is your diet, you need to go to gym every day, you need
Hmm.
to sleep this time, you need to wake up that time. It's like a whole package, and until the identity still believes that they are like a smoker, they are alcoholic, they have some problem, not solved into their mind, or souls that uh, causes them to addictive behaviors.
Hmm.
the- I think no matter how many diets they get, or like how many personal trainers they change, the result will be the same. Even if they get the result after 1 year, 2 year, they will be back
Hmm.
till they got to the root. And this is my own experience, my personal experience, like in my life, and to with the patient and the people that I've met, and like actually it's like proven too.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, yeah, this is great. I mean, the trans theoretical model that you mentioned, the pre-contemplation, contemplation stages, this is something that we can discuss here as well. And it's actually started with smoking cessation, because people, smoking is something that
Yes.
is obvious for everyone that it's not healthy at
Yeah.
all. I mean, you might have some argument for eating processed meat, or like not eating enough salad, stuff like
Exactly.
that. But for smoking,
Go for carbs, or no,
yeah,
like
yeah,
how many
yeah,
proteins. Yeah.
yeah,
But
there are some
smoking is
great,
bad. Like
yeah,
everyone knows that.
pure black. I mean, everybody knows
Period.
that, but still, people are engaged with it. So, some, scientists try to discover why, and go deeper into that, and they came up with this theoretical model, which, just like you mentioned, this pre-contemplation part, the first stage, that they are a little bit defensive, or they are not even aware of that, that there is a problem to be solved about their smoking, or about this behavior that they are implementing in their lives. And it might take so long, and people might not even move from this pre-contemplation to contemplation. As a society, as a practitioner, as a health coach, or whatever, there are many approaches that can be done to help them move one stage further, so that they can incorporate or change this behavior. And that's why I say there is no one size fits all, and everybody take their own time to move through this process, and to help them stick to, don't, because it's not a linear path. It's actually quite messy. Everybody, if you think about it, when they wanted to make a decision, or to make a change in their lives, went through this process. It's not just a linear path that I make a decision and this outcome happens. It's always messy. You go there and you come back, and then eventually you get there. But if you have that, the mindset piece in place, that you can get there, you just need a solid strategy, and some extraction of motivation, stuff like that, with the help of an accountability partner, a doctor, or a health coach, or whatever, you can eventually get there. And that's the maybe the most important part, because in my approach, I have right now I have a 12-week program that I work with the clients. And the first couple of weeks, the first couple of sessions, I personally think that are the most important one, because you set yourself ready for the journey ahead. And it's always a journey. And I always say that for this boat in the journey of health and wellness, you need enough juice, that because you will always face uncertainty, doubt, some
Storms.
setbacks, some storms, exactly. But you need enough juice so that you can go past through
Enjoy the
that,
process.
and yeah, enjoy the process, might as well.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Here is rainy. That's what I was.
uh, yeah,
Yeah.
we have some
The
clouds
weather is
here, but
crazy. The
yeah.
morning was sunny.
It's the effect of spring. Yeah, but you asked for a couple of tips maybe for each of these
Yeah, yeah, pillars.
lab pillars. It's to make it more tangible for the audience maybe. Yeah, the uh, maybe for the nutrition piece, what I can tell you is that, I mean, I found that it's the most important thing. It's in lifestyle medicine we recommend a whole food, plant predominant diet, right? And we don't actually call it a diet; we call it a dietary pattern because with diet, you
Mhm.
just
Diet like have this vibe of restrictive.
mm-hmm.
Exactly, I know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not a diet. It's like something you eat as a daily, like
yeah,
anything. It's like a pattern, as you
yeah,
said.
yeah. Exactly. That's correct. And by plant predominant pattern, I don't mean vegan. I mean, this is something that I've been asked a lot, because everybody that I talk to about this, they get a little bit too defensive at first to say, "Oh, so you say we go all vegan and stuff like that," and it's not actually that. The plant predominant thing is that, I mean, if with the vegan you can eat processed food that is fully free
Lots of
from,
carbs,
yeah.
like in vegetarian diet, in vegan diet, they can pursue like a lot of carbs.
Yeah,
I
but the
I, I witnessed
balance,
that.
yeah, but the balance plant predominant uh, dietary pattern and whole food, it's actually, I think, the if you want to make one change is the whole food thing, and
Hmm.
to focus on the whole food part and try to it's all we can discuss this whatever however your diet looks like right now. Try to incorporate more whole food. I mean, if you are a fast food eater, if you get a lot of packaged and processed food or snacks actually
Hmm.
throughout the day, just try to cut it down or replace it with something with whole food as a whole food. I mean, and then by whole food I mean things that are as close as possible to their natural state. And for example, if you go to a grocery store and you want to buy something in a package format, if you see a long list of ingredients and most of them you don't understand what they even are, uh,
Recently, I'm doing that, like seeing everything ingredients. Like I'm not buying anything with any packed
mhm,
grocery, nothing.
mhm,
It's frightening. Like all the substances that they are using in the packaged things and processed food, they are horrible.
mhm,
The, a lots of obesogens, if I'm
mhm,
not mistaken.
mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
totally.
yeah, this is what I mean. I mean, a
And by
general
whole
recommendation.
food, what do you mean?
Yeah, by whole, yeah, this is what I mean. The food that have are either a single ingredient or a mix of ingredients that you understand what they are. For example, salad, you know what you're putting into salad, but with the dressing of the salad, you need to be a little more cautious because you like the taste of mayonnaise or you like the taste of ketchup or whatever you wanted to do. But if you get creative enough, you can always make your own salad dressing, which, in my own experience, is actually way more delicious. But you have to, because a lot of people come to me and say, "Oh, for lunch I only eat salad. Why do I weight gain? Why do I?"
Which salad?
Yeah,
Where did you do?
yeah.
Where did you have that?
And it's not just about just going salad, just eating fiber stuff like it. It's about a balanced meal.
Yeah.
And for those who are, because right now I'm a little bit more focused on people with diabetes and pre-diabetes. If you have one in your audience, I recommend look up the diabetes plate for the portion size, because you when you have a typical plate and you half of it you can fill half of it with leafy greens and whole vegetables, and one quarter of it the protein dominant food. And for the protein dominant food, try to go for the lean meats and fish, chicken, stuff like that, as compared to the fatty pieces of meat. And the one quarter of it is the carbohydrate dominant, and for the carbohydrate dominant food, it's always more advisable to go for whole foods, whole grains, or something like a quinoa or chia seeds, stuff like that. Because with
Quinoa.
yeah, because with the refined carbohydrates, we lose the fiber, we lose the uh, what do you call it, vitamins, and we lose
Mhm.
all the good stuff in a carbohydrate, and what we get is an naked
Yeah.
naked carbohydrate that only spikes your blood glucose, and puts you in an inflammatory state, chronic inflammatory state. So this is my general recommendation for based on the lifestyle medicine principles for the.
What's your approach to alcohol? If a client come and say like alcohol is non-negotiable for me,
Mhm.
because like I have a lot of friends here,
Yeah.
so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, well, alcohol, I mean, it's not as, clear cut as smoking, uh, in evidence in researchers, but, for alcohol, it's, the evidence shows that excessive consumption of alcohol actually leads to some difficulty in managing diabetes, or even predisposing you to core diabetes or prediabetes. But it's always people talk about moderation,
Yeah,
how we moderate that, but depending on where you are
it's all
right
about
now,
moderation.
yeah, depending on where you are in your alcohol consumption, we can always make adjustment to slowly
Yeah.
decrease it. Or and there are some definitions about how problematic alcohol use are defined in the evidence or in the
Is there
researches.
any type of alcohol uh, that you recommend if they want to choose, they go for that, like
Mhm.
has less harm or not? Like all the same.
Well, there are some evidence that say wine, especially red wine, has some sort of a chemical compound that we don't want to talk about right now here, that might be beneficial for health, maybe metabolic health, stuff like that. And they are some, these components are there, but it's not recommended that you have to incorporate it into your life. But the most important thing about alcohol, based on the evidence in lifestyle medicine, is that the amount of alcohol that you use. I mean,
Mm.
whether it's wine or liquor or beer or whatever, it's the amount
Beer
of
is the
alcohol.
worst, by the way.
Yeah, for
It's
the
full of junk carbs.
yeah. Based the amount of alcohol that you get, for example, for beer it's 5%, and if you go for 12 ounce of 5%, it's the limits of for a day, for example, to hit the binge drinking part. You just have to be mindful about the amount of alcohol that you use in each
Mhm.
setting in a week or a month or so. But other than that, yes, there are some, gray areas about wine that have some benefits for your health.
Okay, thank you so much. So, what is your approach to the sixth pillar? The in
Social
the yeah the so
social
what are those?
connectedness,
Oh my god, I cannot. Yeah, no, nourishing social connection.
nourishing social. Yeah, this is something that is quite interesting, and you mentioned that there are some big cohorts studies
Yeah,
and
I wrote them.
even about the impact of loneliness and a nourishing social connectedness on overall health in lifestyle medicine. And they have maybe because I I am a certified longevity medicine doctor as well, and I have a little bit of interest in that field because it's a new field, and a lot of people are kind of hyped about
Yeah, it's
how
so
to get.
trend, by the way.
Yeah, it's a
So trend.
trendy part. But and we always talk about the pills, new supplements, new approaches, new apps, devices, stuff that are developing in this field. But honestly, from my understanding, the most significant part still is these lifestyle modifications. And one of the key factors in for example, in areas that people live beyond 100 years, is for longevity, healthy lifespan is this nourishing social connectedness, the connecting with their society, with the community around them, whether it's their friends, their families, or colleagues, stuff like that. In the modern world, in the corporate modern lifestyle, we unfortunately more and more we are getting isolated
Yeah.
in our work, in our social life, and plus being living a more sedentary lifestyle, which is the second pillar, the physical activity, and eating not as much healthy dietary pattern, the first pillar, we are getting more isolated, which is the sixth pillar, and it has a huge impact on the overall health
Well-being, yeah.
and overall well-being, absolutely. And it actually showed that in a research, if I'm not mistaken, that loneliness triggers the same brain region as physical pain for a lot of people. And you imagine that you are lonely for a prolonged period, for every minute of every day,
Yeah.
for a prolonged period, and you are constantly in that pain, and it leads to inflammation. It leads to a lot of unfortunate health outcomes. So, what my approach is, it still depends on depending on the situation of the client, but mostly I ask them how. First of all, we get an understanding of where they are in their um, social connectedness status, and then I ask them how can they maybe do one thing this week or today that gets them a little more engaged with people out there, those who
Exactly.
they like. And then based on their response and based on where they are, we can build upon that step by step. But this is something that a lot of people overlook, this
Exactly.
aspect, and this is something that I believe is important.
It's
And
so important. It's so important and effective,
mhm,
because I met a lot of people. They are not pursuing a very like healthy lifestyle, diet, exercises,
mhm,
but they are so happy with the social connection and social support that they have, that you can feel the joy and you can feel the energy when you met them.
mhm,
And I think loneliness can you can follow and do all the things theoretical, do the perfect diet, doing the exercises, a good sleep, being so productive, managing your stress, doing meditating, like everything. But if you don't have a good social connection and like a community, a support, a feeling of belonging, I think it's all of that at the end of the day means nothing. And you are sleeping at the end of the day and you're so alone and you didn't have any interaction, any meaningful interaction, I mean,
mhm,
during the day, or you might reach a lots of things but not having anyone to celebrate your achievements. This
mhm,
is I always said, like, I always remind myself that okay, you're doing great, na 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 na, but don't forget that one day you need to like celebrate this all achievement or successes with someone, with people. So like people in our life, they are very important. And like I want, and if I want to say, in all these six pillar, the one that is like people are not paying enough attention in this like very chaotic modern life is this one.
mhm,
I recently was studying in a course in Coursera,
mhm,
and it was focusing on this well-being part and talking about the social connection, kindness, and everything like this. So after I understand, because I'm living alone, and I'm like, it's a long time that I'm living alone, and now it's in different country. Before it was like in a my country, so I had more people to connect with, like during the months or week. But here it's mostly work and maybe weekends. So after I understand like how important it is and how it's effective every day, like as you said, like what is this one thing that you can do this day for improving your social connection? And every day I have a whiteboard, a small whiteboard, and I wrote it like very big, social connection. Because like I'm introverted, so I can survive without any social connection for weeks. Yeah, I can live alone and not like even feel that I'm alone. So I wrote this very big, that social connection. So every day I'm like forcing like myself to even have like this 20 minutes of social connection. And in some studies shows that I don't remember the name of the studies exactly, but I read that before, and it's not even needs to be a very long social connection. It doesn't need to be like a night out, going out, or like 3 hours coffee date. No, 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 no. It's yani, for professional people that doesn't have so much time. Uh, it can be even 10 minutes talking. It can be even like a random talk with someone in a bus, in a metro, I don't know, in a grocery market, something random. Having this social connection, like this feeling, like this, even this random talk, even this smiling to people, talking in this feeling of belonging to that place that you are leaving. Or I force myself, like I have very good neighbor, to talk every day, like go around this neighborhood we have, like even 10 minutes walking and talking about even stupid thing, doesn't matter. But this social connection, it has a very, very good effect on my mood after like I'm doing that every day. And I wrote it very big on my whiteboard, and I highly recommend to everyone to do that, everyone that are like living alone.
Yeah, yeah, thank you for, first of all, for sharing that. And
You're
yeah,
welcome.
this is really amazing. And I totally agree. There are studies that are focusing on this aspect of lifestyle medicine, and these tiny acts of kindness or tiny
Yeah,
interactions that you mentioned is actually part of PPIs, yeah, or what you call positive psychology interventions,
yeah,
because
exactly. It was like a course related to positive psychology and positive psychiatry.
mm,
So I'm so interested in this field, and I think everyone needs to like implement this strategy into their life, and it
mhm,
can really affect. Even we all have our challenges in our life, but we need to survive. We need to do something to like cheer it up, I think. And this is
yeah,
the only if we can sit here and tell about our problem or nagging about why this and you know what I mean. And this is in our culture, by the way.
yeah,
It's in Middle East culture. So but uh we need we need to choose to be happy, I think.
yeah.
Choose to be happy, choose to find something
Yeah,
to
and
improve our happiness.
totally, totally. And having a supportive social connectedness is a huge part of it. And what I think is that beyond these effects on each individuals, for example, the example that you mentioned about yourself within your neighbor, if we kind of combine all these aspects or pillars, and if we include other other social networks into our journey to change our lifestyle
Exactly.
or habit,
Going
you
for a
can,
walk together, engaging into
yeah,
activities together. Yeah.
you can have a ripple effect to elevate the overall health of your
Whole
surrounding
community. Yeah.
and whole community. And this is what exactly happens in those areas where people live beyond 100, live happily beyond 100
Because we
years.
live as a tribe.
Yeah, they live as a tribe. They are so they support. It's not like they are maybe super aware of that. The fact that might be a little bit
They
tougher
needed to
for us.
survive, so they needed to live like that.
Yeah, it's the prerequisite of their own culture, their own situations. But for us, we need to reverse engineer that. We need to be
Yeah,
mindful about that. We need to actually build that, and that might a little bit be tougher or more difficult than those cultures, but we still can do that. And it's not about, for example, aiming for something super crazy, but just one thing that you can do
that's
with
what.
one person around you that you feel good about is it can actually help you build momentum. And all we need is momentum to
Exactly.
get to that ultimate version of wellness that we can imagine for ourselves.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
no problem. Yeah, thank you for
Hey,
this.
my question ended. Is there anything that I didn't ask that you want to mention?
um yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit more about health coaching that a lot of
Yeah,
people
sure.
are not
Sure.
really familiar with. This is actually just like lifestyle medicine is actually really a new field that has been introduced, and it's recently getting some kind of structure and framework to help people with changing their health habits or
Mhm.
changing any habit regarding health. It's a lot of people think it might look like therapy or look like a doctor appointment, stuff like that, but it is not any of that. It's not a prescriptive or diagnostic approach. It's a super collaborative approach. I always give this analogy to people. For example, your health is your boat. It's this ocean that you want to do it on your own boat, so you have to be the pilot or the captain of this boat. And contrary to other approaches, the health coach is not driving on a driver's seat. The health coach is actually sitting beside you and helping you navigate this journey. So I think this is pretty accurate in what happens with the health coaching. And the power lies behind how we can elicit or how we can evoke some intrinsic changes and motivation instead of just giving advice, giving recommendations,
Yeah.
helping you come up with your own solutions to your own, struggles and troubles, and also keeping you accountable and helping you go for a long run. Because changing habit, it's not just about the information, it's not just about the first couple of weeks, it's about if you want to make it sustainable, you have to go long. It's like a marathon, right? It's not a sprint. And for a marathon, you need support and you need accountability, and this is what health and wellness coaching provides. And I personally find it super powerful, whether with my own experience as a client or whether as a coach. I both firsthand saw the effect of how it can be helpful, because I wanted to, let me share with you this. I wanted to incorporate more plant-based recipes into my diet throughout the week. And I know all about recipes. I love cooking. I know all how to cook and everything, but I could, for some
Yeah, I
reason, I
saw
could.
you you shared some of your cookings,
Yeah,
and yeah, I saw the
yeah,
content. Yeah.
yeah. So cooking was not a problem for me. I mean, information was not a problem for me. But for some reason, I couldn't stick with it. And
Mhm.
I had a privilege to uh, work with a coach in that for a couple of weeks, and it was a transformational experience, because
Mhm.
there are so many approaches that they can, as health coaches, help you with to, like I said, fill your tank with enough juice so that you can stick with that and go for that. And if I want to end with one thing, is that it's not just about the information or the even willpower uh,
It's not.
of how to make changes. It's all about the tiny strategies that you put in place to make it automatic, because we all have this automation box,
Yeah.
or
Building systems.
yeah,
I love systems.
autopilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, autopilot box that we already have. For example, you wake up and brush your teeth, you eat something, you don't have to be, you're not mindful or conscious about them all the time. You build them for a brief period and then you
Yeah.
put them in your automation or system box, and it's always on automation. You just, with the help of health coach, health and wellness coach, you can make changes in that regard, and then enjoy the automated life that you build for yourself.
Exactly. It's like setting a new program on your mind. Like delete the
Exactly.
other, setting a new program. Yeah,
Yeah,
I always say
updating
that.
your, stop
Updating
it.
the system.
Yeah, yeah. This is
I
me.
do agree 100%. Yeah. Thank you so much
Yeah, no
for all the
problem.
information you mentioned. I really enjoyed our talk. It's
Yeah,
actually like I like this friendly talks. It was very nice to meet you,
yeah.
to meet you in face to face, not a
Hmm.
real life maybe, but here. Thank you so much for your time and your information. And I know that you provide the audience in the description with it was a quiz. You do you want to explain
Yeah,
it more?
yeah, sure. I mean, I recently, because I've been asked from almost everyone since I started this lifestyle thing journey, that they keep asking me, how is my lifestyle? Am I doing right? Is this okay? Stuff like that. And my answer to all of that is that it's maybe a yes or maybe a no. But remember that lifestyle is not just about, isolated actions or habits that you have. It's a whole,
Restrictive, like
yeah,
yeah.
it's about a whole package that you, how you do it. So I decided to build a quick quiz. It's a 3 minute something quiz that you can go through, that gives you a rough estimation. It gives you a score out of
Perfect.
100, and gives you a rough estimation of how well your lifestyle is supporting your health, stuff like that. And I'll send you the link. People can
Yeah, I will put that on the description
yeah.
so everyone that are watching this, they can go and assess how healthy they are
Yeah,
living.
yeah. It's a generalized audit of your health, and it can give you an overview of how well you're doing. And if you needed more help and stuff like that, you can always connect with me. I provided the link as well in the
Yes, of
question.
course. I
And
will share your Instagram. I will share your LinkedIn. And is
mm,
there any other social media they can connect you with?
yeah, LinkedIn is best, and
Yeah,
yeah, I will give you the Instagram as well. And yeah,
perfect.
I'll be happy to help anyone who needs
Perfect.
some more information with that. And thank you for this session. I really enjoyed that. It was
Me too. Me too. Thank you
really
so much.
exciting. Yeah, and good luck with everything.
You too. You too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Have a healthy life. Take care of yourself. And bye bye.
Bye bye.